Richard have been working. They put together a phony phone call. This one is so complicated. You got to hear this, Rob. Sal and Richard listen to Tradio, of course, as you know. Okay. And so they're listening to Tradio, and one of the shows they listen to on Tradio, there's the same caller every day. He calls all the time. So Sal and Richard taped him, and they took the tape and called in using his tape.
Okay.
And then the guy whose voice it is gets so pissed off, he calls in to say, that's not me. Then they take the tape of him calling in and saying it's not me, and they take that tape and call back.
Wow.
Now, do you follow anything I'm saying here?
I'm going to try
All
now
right.
that you've laid it out.
That's what Sal and Richard were up to the other day. This is what they do in that room, that expensive room we built for them. They tape callers into the show, make them sound weird, and then the other guy calls in, and it goes on and on and on. Here we go. Get ready.
As you listen, friends, may you sense the presence of Almighty God, and may His peace be yours.
Well, good afternoon, and
wow.
Yes, shot out of a cannon.
Hey! Wow! Oh, this guy, whoop, there he goes. The human cannonball. Like on AGT. Hey! This guy loves radio. Actually, when a guy is that happy with the big smile on his face, don't you think those are the most miserable guys?
Absolutely. This is an act.
Hey, by the way, can we make that the new opening to our show? That thing they played at the beginning, that religious statement? I hope God is with you today. Can we get that? Hey, Richard, Sal, do you have that? I think we should steal it. You know me, I like to be original, but that's too good. Don't you agree?
I didn't even
If you don't have it in 10 seconds.
As you listen, friends, may you sense the presence of Almighty God, and may...
You don't think we should play that?
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, I think that should be the intro to the show every day. Wow. It's a Tradio program where people buy and sell things. But somehow they get God in there, and then...
Do they stay on all day, or is this just something that's a daytimer? Or
I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's on different radio stations. It's on the internet.
I just can't imagine this radio still exists.
Oh, thriving. You know they get $6 whole a minute for advertising?
As you listen, friends, may you sense the presence of Almighty God, and may His peace be yours.
I like that it's a deep voice guy, too. And as you listen, may you always sense the presence of God. So professionally done. And then this guy shot out of a cannon. He's got the real, hey, everybody, what's happening? Where the words actually become distorted because you're over-enunciating.
well, good afternoon, and welcome into Tradio. And good afternoon, you're our first caller today on Tradio. You're on the air.
How you doing, bud?
Hey, Rick, how's it going?
We're good, I'm glad.
Now, you see, Rick is like a regular caller.
He's the regular guy.
But Sal and Richard, what you don't know is this is really Sal and Richard hitting a tape.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I could put the, there, and, but, if anybody's interested in these, they give me a call at 9.
What was this again, Rick?
And you've got, I've got the general, and, I also have, anybody interested, they can give me a call at 9.
Okay, now,
And I've got for sale.
Rick, gotta go, okay? Rick, gotta go.
You can reach me at 6.
Thanks, Rick, gotta go. Good afternoon, you're caller number 2. You're on Tradio, you're on the air.
Hello, Mr. Sir.
Hey, Rick, again.
Somebody called me for one of those papers, and I lost the number. If you'll call me back, I'll get one to you.
Okay, now, Rick, what is it you got for sale?
I've got the papers that go with it.
What are you talking about?
And I've got for sale, and you can reach me at 9.
Okay, thanks, Rick. Good afternoon, you're calling.
Now the real Rick's had it. Because
Right.
he's listening. He's like, hey.
oh, my God, an imposter is
Yeah.
trying to pretend to be me.
He goes, that ain't me.
Look, you're on Tradio, you're on the air.
Andrew.
Hey, Rick.
I have not been on that radio station today. I heard somebody call in, and he was calling them Rick, and I heard them even give my phone number.
Okay, it sounded like you though, Rick. I'm sorry.
Well, that's all right. No, that's no problem. I would just like whoever who did it to come in and admit it to me, or bring an ambulance, because you ain't going to be able to walk out.
All right, Rick. I appreciate you calling and letting me know, okay?
Okay, bud.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. You're caller 4. You're on Tradio.
So now Sal and Richard get encouraged, and they take that call and start calling you.
You're on the air.
Lord Ebbs and Satan are out today, aren't they?
I'm telling you.
How you doing, bud?
Doing good. How about you?
No, I'm doing all right. Andy.
Yeah.
Andy, I've got the general, and I also have,
Good afternoon. You're caller 5. You're on Tradio. You're on the air.
Andrew.
Hey, Rick. How you doing?
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great.
I would just like whoever who did it come in and admit it to me, or bring an ambulance, because you ain't going to be able to walk out.
Okay, let's forget it. It's already done, over and done with, okay?
I have not been on that radio station today.
No, okay. I believe you.
I heard somebody call in, and he was calling them Rick.
We'll say what now?
Andy, I've got the general, and
Oh my God. It just goes on. And I think this guy
is crazy. Does he get any other calls?
I think Rick's the only guy who calls.
also have, anybody.
However, I shall return with more of your phone calls when Tradio returns.
I've never heard a guy say the word shall quite the way he does. Okay, I shall return.
He's shaken up.
He is. But Sal and Richard love Tradio, and they love calling in.
So they told me that there are certain people who call every day, and it's their lifeline. So
yeah,
Rick is one of them.
Rick loves Tradio, and Sal and Richard fucking around is not appreciated by him. What is it, Richard?
They take their Tradio seriously.
You got the opening of that show?
Yeah, I gave it to Fred.
Okay.
It's on GP2 and White.
Let me hear that.
And also, I don't know if you paused it at the end there, but there's a hilarious commercial at the very end of that.
What is it?
It's for a jubilee, like a church jubilee, and the guy has so much echo on his voice.
Yeah?
Yeah, we figured you would love it.
I already deleted, so.
Oh, you did?
That's all right. I'll get to it like another time.
Okay, no problem.
As you listen, friends, may you sense the presence of Almighty God, and may His peace be yours.
I like that. I want that to be the Open Door show. Yeah, that's beautiful. That might be. You know what? A lot of people are tuning in who watch me on America's Got Talent, and think of me as a family-friendly kind of thing. And if we played that at the beginning, I think they'd be.
You can get some.
I think they'd be comforted by it.
Yeah, Christian listeners.
Yeah, that'd be nice. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, what was that?
As they listen to the show, they won't feel anyway gypped or ripped off.
Right. That way they'll know. Hey, what was the show you guys called when you taped Wendy the Retard calling in?
Oh, it's
What is that show? It sounded that's another weird show. Is that from the internet?
It's an internet show about yeast infections.
Oh my goodness.
The whole show's about yeast infections.
Yeah.
And who's the woman? Is she a doctor?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I think she's like a spiritual healer or something.
Yeah. When you have a yeast infection, go to a spiritual healer, because that'll work.
She's a sufferer.
You could knock out the yeast infection in about a day or two with the medication they usually give, or you can go to a spiritual healer and she'll just scare the yeast out of you. That's always a good approach. Fuck medical science. I'll just go with the healer. You got goddamn your pussy's growing the farm products.
A loaf of bread.
You can make bread in there.
Yeah, bread is rising out of your vagina, and you're going to go to a spiritual healer. So she's a spiritual healer, and she has a regular show, and it's always about yeast.
Yeah. Yeah,
oh, wow.
As far as I know. I mean, we just pranked her that one day, but the title was like Yeast Beast.
Because she's another one who she taming the yeast beast, because she's one of those people, again, no matter what phone call she gets, she's so desperate for phone calls, she puts up with just about anything. And then she's all confused.
It's so funny. There's so many internet radio shows now, and I don't know who the hell is listening to all of them.
You guys.
We find tons of them, yeah, and we call
you know what I thought was weird with this Wendy the Retard one, which I'll play? A guy calls in, and he's a fan of the Yeast Show, and he's a fan of our show.
He recognized Wendy, yeah.
I mean, how could somebody who listens to this show listen to the Yeast Show?
Yeah, he goes around looking for those special shows.
Yeah, this guy busts Richard and Sal.
I guess right after your show, he tunes over to the Yeast Beast.
Yeah, and this is a guy.
Yeah.
Check this out. I'll play this one.
I guess guys can get yeasty by their nuts.
This is a back-to-back Richard and Sal day. Listen to this.
Hi, it's Caroline. Who's on the line?
I hope you all are satisfied. You all get to go out and have more fun. And I have to sit here and go nuts.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know who that is. And I have some kind of anger issue, which I'm not quite sure that I need anyone venting rage on my program. You know, often very strongly we do have emotional upheavals when we're out of balance physically. Hi, it's Caroline.
You all just want me to sit here to go nuts until I go crazy. Well, screw you all.
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to go to area code 781. Good morning. Hi, it's Caroline. Who's on the line?
Hey, Caroline. The previous...
You know what? This is the guy I can't figure out.
Callers, the two callers before me.
Yes?
That was a crank call from a radio program. Don't take those lines again. They're wasting time for people who want to speak with you.
Yes, absolutely. How do you know that?
It's a satellite radio program. It's the Howard Stern Show.
And so, well, why would they be doing such a thing?
They make crank calls to people.
So they go on to different radio shows and they set people up to just yell and scream, and that's all they do?
She's so out of it, she's never heard of a crank phone call. It's like she's from Mars.
She's in shock. They do that?
Explain your planet to me. You call into radio shows, but you disguise your voice as someone else. And who's this fucking guy? He knows us. He knows Richard and Sal. But he listens to the Yeast Show?
Yeah, and he's tipping her off.
Yeah, and he's busting these guys. Yeah. This is the guy you want to meet.
No, that's not all they do, but that's what they were just doing to you.
Really? Well, I think the Howard Stern program needs to take a jolly good look at what they're doing. That is not a good thing, karma, to be having on your karmic.
Karma. Could you imagine spiritual healer show? That's great. That's not. I say it's not good karma to pass yourself off as a spiritual healer, if that's in fact what she is. I think that's really bad karma. Yeast can be pretty much taken care of pretty effectively by medical science, and she's a spiritual healer, though. Because that always works.
Just praying will make it go away.
What does she say to these people who call in with their yeast stories? I mean, what in the world are people calling about?
I want to hear the actual show. You guys are fucking it up. Oh, she went to her song.
I don't think anybody besides us and that guy even called in.